You might notice that the way that I'm shooting these videos is a little bit different than it was when I first started this series. And no, I'm not talking about the jacket. I was shooting another video that I wanted to wear the jacket for. No, what I'm talking about is how wide my shot is. There's a very good reason for that. This is Paul with TrinityDigitalMedia.com, and here's what happened. Because I'm pursuing my dream, we lost our house. That's kind of a bummer. You might feel the weight of that. But what you should know is this was the house that we bought in seminary while I was in seminary, and it was kind of an ill-advised purchase. The place was falling apart around us. And so I tried and tried and thought I was working with the bank. I thought everything was working out, and yet it didn't. And now I find myself in a better house. Now we're renting, but it's still a better place. My home office is roughly 3 to 4 times the size that it was at the other place. We're in the same school district. We feel safer in our neighborhood, and we're generally happier with where we are than where we were. You see, God can take bad things and turn them upside down so that they're good. And that's what I want to help you consider today. It could be that when you count the cost, you realize that bad things can happen. That's what the last video was about. But this video is about the good things that can happen when bad things happen. That's kind of backwards. It's not what we expect, but it's what happened to me. And we see it all over the Bible. Joseph was sold into slavery, and fast forward a few chapters, he becomes the second most powerful person in Egypt. That's pretty good. Jesus was killed on a cross. Bad. That enabled God to forgive our sins, and Jesus rose from the dead. Good. A lot of the apostles were killed, but the message of Christ went on and continues to this day. Good. Bad things can be turned good by God. In fact, He does it all the time. So that's another encouragement. As you pursue your dreams, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, if you're called according to His purpose, as it says in Romans, God can take bad things and turn them for good. I've seen it over and over again. At my church, we have a pastor who's a recovering alcoholic. That was a bad thing. She wasn't supposed to choose alcoholism, but she did. Now here's the good thing. Every Thursday night she leads a ministry with hundreds of people who are trying to find the same hope that she found. That's good. And that's not just a little good, that's very good. So I want you to think about the good things that can come from the bad things. Now when you're in the middle of a bad thing, it's kind of hard to do. But just have some hope that maybe, just maybe, God has a plan and He hasn't abandoned you. Keep that in mind as you're changing eternity.